It's your boy Justin from Let's Get Girls. I'm going to do a Q&A. Okay, so I've got a few questions here. In our Let's Get Girls community, a little while ago, about a week ago, I asked a question about what questions you guys would have. Okay, and I got a few random questions, so I'm going to do my best to answer them. I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to this whole picking up girls thing. I've been getting some of the best results of my life over the past few months. So, here we go. Adia asks, how to grind on chicks at raves. First of all, you don't. You don't grind on chicks at raves. Raves are more of it's more of a collaborative energy type environment. So the kind of vibe you have at a rave is more having fun, being outgoing, jamming to the music, right? They're not really a place to go to grind on girls, right? Don't get me wrong, you can do that, but overall the vibe you should be having is like offering value more so than grinding. Like music festivals, club raves, you can grind on chicks, you can, but it really depends on the type of venue, type of music as well. Raves tend to be more EDM, electronic music, right? So you should learn other dance moves besides grinding. Learn how to shuffle, learn how to running man, like the Charleston. You might see me do it in some videos. Learn how to dance, man. That's the first thing. From there, when you're more intimate with the girl, vibing with the girl more so, you can grind. And okay, that's a silly question, how to grind, because there you go. Like the girl does most of the work. Simply put, the girl's the one doing the grinding. You just gotta stand there, lean aside, grind a little bit, and I mean, I don't know why he asked that question, if it's specifically because he wants to dance on girls, but I mean, what you should be working towards is isolating them, having a conversation, vibing with them, connecting with them, and then taking it from there. Just essentially getting their number to meet up with them another day, figuring out their logistics, try to pull them home, potentially, uh, and try and connect with them. Okay? Next question. How to improve your game to keep the conversation going. All right. I actually love answering this question. So imagine if you were a millionaire. Okay, if you were a millionaire, would you run out of things to say in a conversation? When you're out talking to a girl, when you're even talking to your friends, would you ever run out of anything to say in a conversation? Go ahead, tell me. Would you? Yes or no? And obviously the answer is no. Why would you run out of anything to say? You're a millionaire. You've worked your ass off to get there. You've been through all these intense experiences. So why would you ever run out of anything to say, right? Now, a millionaire, chances are he's more confident. He's more developed, right? But think about your own life. Are you not developed? Have you not been through tons of experiences? How old are you? Okay, I'm 20, about to be 21 years old in the next few months. 21 years old. Have I not been through enough life experience to be able to keep a conversation going? The real question isn't how to keep a conversation going, but it's how to be confident enough to keep that conversation going. I have 21 years of experiences behind me. Think about how long that is. 21 years, right? Every second is something to talk about. 21 years of little experiences and stories to tell. That's literally forever. Okay, I can keep a conversation going because of all those experiences. But really, what it comes down to is being confident enough to express yourself in the way you want to. So that's the real answer to that question. It's be confident enough to express yourself and be confident enough to keep the conversation going. Right? There's so much to talk about. Even right now, I'm just talking. Okay, I can talk about whatever the hell I want to. Right? You can. Okay, let's see. Superman mouth guard. Wow, look at it. The Superman mouth guard is blue. Wow. It probably has saliva on it because me and my little brother were boxing with each other a couple weeks ago. Right? You can talk about whatever the hell you want, right? But it really comes down to being confident and the confidence behind the words, right? And that comes down to leading the conversation. That comes down to acting as if you know what you're talking about. It's the same thing as dancing, the first question, right? You don't even have to actually know how to dance. You just have to look like you know how to dance. So you just have to be confident in what you do. Honestly, people say I'm a good dancer. I've learned how to dance just from clubbing, from going to parties, seeing what other people do, and then copying them, and just acting crazy confident when I do it. So I really don't know how to dance. It just looks like I know how to dance. Same way, I know how to carry a conversation, but do I really? Or am I just confident in doing so? Right? There you go. Answered both those questions. Adrian asks, how to train your Gyarados to use Hydro Pump when needed. Okay, so that's just a question about erectile dysfunction and sexual health. So, first of all, stop masturbating. I haven't done that stuff in about 5 months, approaching 6 months now, and I can guarantee you that this will make a major change in your life. So a couple years ago, I wasn't really getting laid, and I was like, I wonder what would happen if I stopped. If I stopped, and so I did. Within 2 weeks, big surprise, I pulled, and then I pulled again the next day, or no, like 2 days later from a club, and then I went to visit my buddy Avin in his like small town, pulled again. So it was like 3 times in a weekend, and I was like, holy crap, like wow, right? Because from a spiritual perspective, it's energy. Okay, when you don't spread your seed, when you don't let it out, you're holding energy instead of releasing it, right? And you can use that energy for other things, right? And so you can actually focus this on anything. You can focus it on business. You can focus it on fitness. Honestly, anything, right? So I focused it on pickup. So I was going out every day. I was hitting up every girl I know, and I used that energy, and I held it in. And even after I was hooking up with these girls, I was doing stuff with them, I was hooking up with them, and I didn't even nut because I was like, wow, this is amazing. If I just don't ejaculate, I can just keep at it. So I hooked up with like 3 girls until I like nutted, and yeah, but so that's cool. Not jerking off can actually give you awesome benefits. But the question specifically asks how to ejaculate when you want to. So don't jerk off. Okay, and eventually, when you're sleeping with enough girls or have a girlfriend or whatever, and you don't really need to jerk off, you'll notice your sexual health gets better. You can almost control it. There's this entire other side to this stuff called, it's like Tantra. I don't know too much about it, but I've been trying to learn a little bit about it. There's this thing called sexual transmutation, and it's kind of like the flow of your sexual energy. And, this is kind of going off into, like, woo-woo concepts. But, essentially, what you can do is if you learn this stuff, go ahead and Google it. There's books about it. You can learn this stuff, and you can actually control your sexual energy. There's also things like supplements. Okay, first of all, you can eat healthy. You can eat vegetables. You can eat cleaner foods. I know maca powder is good for your sexual health. There's all these kinds of nutritional supplements that actually help you with your sex drive, keeping it up as well. But more so than that, if you actually stop jerking off, you won't get erectile dysfunction. Now, I've had problems with that in the past, and I know Nick has as well. Nick actually has a Cialis prescription, and there are drugs you can use. I prefer not to have to use those. Don't get me wrong, I've used it in the past. It's cool. It gives me headaches, though. So I prefer just to keep things natural. So I try to eat cleaner foods. And funny enough, when I do, my sexual health is better. I notice that for sure. And you know what? Sometimes you won't even be able to get aroused with certain women. And just because it's not you, it's not them. It's just the sexual chemistry you have between the two of you. They might not turn you on or something along those lines, even if your sexual health is fantastic. And you know what? I usually take that as a sign as I'm not actually attracted to this chick. I'm not going to hook up with her. I feel like most guys watching this video won't really get to that point. Or sorry, they won't be at that point right now because you're watching videos about picking up girls. not to make fun of you, but when you're at a higher level where you're pulling consistently, getting better results, you're probably not going to be want to watch. You're not going to be wasting time watching pickup videos. But yeah. So when you're at that point, you're not going to be even needing to hook up with girls you're not attracted to because you already have an abundance of women in your life. Okay? So, I mean, that's my opinion on sexual health and using hydro pump. Does your body physique matter? Ruben from Australia. Does your body physique matter? Who have more chances? Muscular guys or lean guys? Okay. So, I mentioned this before. I'm 5'3". I do pretty well for myself. I mean, I've gotten some solid results. Many girls, probably half the girls, have been taller than me. I used to have the limiting belief where it's like, oh crap, I'm brown, so like, other girls won't like me, right? And don't get me wrong, I notice certain races of girls like me more than others. But if I look at girls I'm attracted to, usually I can get them. And I proved my limiting beliefs wrong. So your body physique, body type, honestly really doesn't matter. Based on like years of experience and like some crazy results. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of dry spells. I've had my fair share of brutal experiences that made me question life and blame things like, oh no, maybe it's because I'm short, maybe it's because I'm not good looking enough, right? And some people say I'm a good looking guy, some people say I'm ugly, right? So I'd say I'm average. Right? So body physique, does it really matter? Not necessarily, okay? But what you can do is you can work out, you can get jacked, you can dress well, you can maximize your hygiene so that it doesn't really have to matter because, I mean, you're already fit, you got good style, you brush your hair in the morning, you brush your teeth, you smell good, and your body language is good, so you're confident, especially because you have all these things to your advantage. So when you walk around, your chest is out, you're very confident. So when you talk to people, they want to talk to you. And then you can maximize your results with that. So body physique, does it matter? Not necessarily. But if you're jacked, you're more good looking. You're better looking. If you dress well, you're better looking. If your hygiene is on point, girls are going to be more attracted to you. Funny enough. So it doesn't matter, but it does. Right? Your style, your hygiene, your fitness. Just try and maximize those things as best as you can. And then go out and learn this stuff. Learn how to talk to girls. Go out every day and learn how to talk to girls. And, I mean, it'll help you. So it does matter. It's not a deciding factor. Really, at the end of the day, your personality, your vibe, is mostly the deciding factor. Okay? Next question from Sean. How important are facial expressions? Okay, so on boot camp, one of the main things I teach, facial expressions are huge. Okay, I see a lot of guys walk up to girls and be like, hi, I'm Justin. Right? And when I walk up to a girl, what I actually do is I laugh in my head before I open. So I have a big smile on my face. So I'll be like, hi, like, right? And I'll open, I'll be like, I'm Justin. I always make sure I smile. Very important. Eye contact as well. You can be, I'm Justin. Or you can be like, hi, I'm Justin. Right? What makes you feel better? Also notice, people feel what you feel. So when you smile, they're going to smile. Right? And when you look a girl in the eyes, you're conveying a stronger communication with her. So if you look her in the eyes and then you smile, right? Stronger communication, she's going to feel what you're feeling even stronger. Right? And that's a great way to communicate. And you'll develop this naturally from going out, from meeting people. But, I mean, if you're not good at it right now, you can force yourself until it becomes natural. Okay, next question. Kino. Just a question. Kino. Kino, what that is, I think that's a pickup term, but it essentially means being physical with women. Now, I don't want to talk too much about this, simply because I don't want to give you guys advice to be super aggressive with girls and super touchy, because then you're going to go out and you're going to freak a bunch of girls out, and it's going to be super uncalibrated, and you might even get yourself in trouble. But, I mean, if you see me with girls in my videos, I'm very touchy. I'm very, very touchy with women, and it's very normal for me. through years of developing it. And you know what? I do remember, I've done so many challenges, so I can't remember all of them, but I challenge myself. I do these 30-day challenges, and I definitely did one for being physical, and I definitely wrote it down as one of my goals to be more physical. So, personally, what I do, I like to tickle girls all the time. I just randomly tickle girls. One of my favorite ways to open is when I'm already with girls. I'll tap random girls on the shoulder. I'll look away, and I'll just keep doing it because it honestly makes me laugh my ass off. And it's funny enough. It's just a natural way I open people. Shaking hands, that's huge. I remember in my early days of learning this stuff, I was so uncalibrated socially, and when I started shaking hands with people, I remember I actually met this librarian in summer school, and she showed me. She was just randomly talking about handshakes. She was telling me she's reading a book about handshakes. So this was essentially what she told me. You can shake a hand like this. Normal way to shake a hand. If you're too strong, you're conveying aggressiveness. If you turn your hand over and you're on top, you're conveying being overly dominant. If you're on the bottom, you're conveying being submissive. Okay? So I shake hands with almost everyone I meet. I'm always like, hey, I'm Justin. And that includes girls. Okay? And at this point, it's very, very normal for me. But I remember when I was first starting to become physical with people, I found it very weird because I was just so uncalibrated socially that shaking hands was a weird thing to me. Right? And now I notice a lot of guys who are uncalibrated, a lot of my students, they don't shake hands, but it's huge. It's huge. Right away, you're setting off the bat being physical. Okay? I'm also going to talk about Spanish culture. If you notice in Spanish culture, being physical is actually so huge. I remember my friend Joel. I see the way this guy communicates. Whenever he's saying hello or goodbye, he kisses girls on the cheek. He'll give guys hugs. Right? And now I've become so expressive and so physical. I give my buddies hugs all the time. You'll see in videos when I'm with Nick, I hug him all the time. I walk around with my buddies, my buddy Dave. When we're talking, I have my arm around him, and we're walking down the street with my arm around him because we're having a conversation. I do that with a lot of my students as well. And when it comes to girls, I'm holding their hands. I'm always touchy with them. I'll have my arm around them, right? But you have to really read the other person's level of communication too. A lot of girls are shy, okay? And if you're being touchy with them and they don't really know you, you're going to make them very uncomfortable, okay? So you got to be very careful with making girls uncomfortable. Don't make them uncomfortable because, first of all, you're going to screw yourself over. They're not going to be comfortable with you, and even if they're attracted to you and they're not comfortable with you, they're going to run away because you'll just freak them out. That's also why you shouldn't kiss a girl too early. I noticed I got some footage on my laptop where I was strictly making a kissing video, and I don't really do that. I don't, because when I go out, my goal is it to kiss girls for validation? It used to be, right? I don't do that anymore. So I'll even have some nights I don't kiss any girls, right? But then I have a bunch of dates from that one night, and then I'll pull and get some cool results, right? And sure, I kiss girls all the time, but not that fast, I take my time with it. Versus if you see some of the old videos, we have we're kissing girls, we're not necessarily sleeping with them or getting relationships with them, right? So be careful, take it slow, but at the same time, read the girl's comfort levels and just be naturally physical. Don't if you consciously have to think, should I be physical? Now I'm gonna touch her. You're gonna be weird, and you're gonna be weirding her out potentially. Because if you're finding it weird touching a girl and then you touch her, you're gonna again you feel what other people feel, so she's gonna feel what you feel, and you're gonna weird her out. So be careful. But if you do want to get results in this, you have to learn how to be physical with girls. If you actually want to learn how to be successful with women, you have to be a physically expressive person. And now, not always, but chances are, if you want to hook up with a girl, you're gonna have to touch her. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to play with her hair or touch her face or do something, or so you can start slowly and figure out what works for you. Honestly, this is a really advanced concept, so it's not really advanced, but it's very I'd say risky, because I don't want to tell you guys be touchy with every girl. I've been out in the clubs. Every time there's a pickup meetup or something, you go out to a club these guys are at, and they're creeping all the girls out, man. It's scary. It's a shit show. And so I don't really like to talk about this kind of stuff. But you should be physical, but know your limits, know the girl's limits, and make sure you make her comfortable. Okay? Next question. Keeping the frame, leading, being commanding. Now, again, this is something you would develop naturally. Okay? So, leading. Try and always be leading, but, I mean, if a girl is if she's trying to lead, sometimes I'll literally take a step back and be like, do your thing. Do your thing, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I notice some girls want to be in control. I actually, I came out of a breakup early this year, and it was rough for me. And so, like, my goal was honestly just to go out to the clubs and just learn how to express myself again, learn how to socialize again, and be happy again. And I gamed. Of course I gamed. I was approaching, doing my thing. But a lot of it was just me submitting to the night. Just like, being like, all right, whatever happens, happens. I don't care. And I wouldn't say I wasn't trying, but I was letting whatever happen, happen. I had absolutely zero outcome dependency, okay? I was like completely free from any outcome at all whatsoever. And I know girls would pull me, and they would do the work, and they would be the one doing everything. At the same time, I was still leading. I was still commanding in my own personal boundaries. I was still holding my frame and my personal beliefs. It's not like my beliefs were crumbling. I still was me, still my masculine self. But I mean, when it comes to actually like pulling the logistics and stuff, the girls were the ones doing the work. Right? I had this one girl tell me, she told me she left her straightener on at home, and then have to come back to her place to make sure she'd burn her house down. Okay, I had this other girl say, it's raining. She's like, oh no, Justin, it's raining. You don't go home. Just hop in an Uber with me, and we'll go back to my place. She lives like 2 hours away from me. It made absolutely zero sense for me to do that. I did it anyway. Pulled. And yeah, man. So be leading, lead it. But I mean, doesn't mean you have to necessarily be in control. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to be like, oh shit, since I'm not in control, or since I'm not the one at the cause, I'm not at the cause. Because you can still be at the cause, but you can be that, like, no one knows about it, you know? Like, you can be like the, like, your energy is what's at the cause, right? You don't really have to be doing all the time. That was one huge problem I had, where I always felt like I had to be doing something all the time, and I couldn't just chill out. My results exploded when I learned that I can just chill out, and I don't need to constantly be doing something. But my energy is still there. It's still a strong energy, and it's at the cause. And when I do something, it's still at the cause, right? So, still do things like figure out logistics, make plans for later with the girl, plan dates, right? And bounce the girl around, be leading like that. Like, you're in the club, you meet a girl, you're having a good conversation with her, take her to the bar, get a drink, or take her to dance, do stuff like that, okay? But doesn't necessarily mean that if a girl says, oh no, I don't feel like dancing, you don't have to be like, oh shit, I have to lead. Like, you don't have to freak out like that, okay? Just my personal subjective opinion might be different for everyone else. So, take that advice with a grain of salt. Nirvan asks, how to make him interested in you if you share no similarity, but she's still interested and she's a hot girl. So, here's the thing. If you have absolutely zero women in your life, and you're desperate, and you're like, I just want a girlfriend, or I just want to get laid, or whatever it is, right? And you meet a hot-ass girl, and she's got a shitty personality, chances are you're still going to be trying to prove yourself to this girl. And you're still going to be like, oh no, like, come on, right? But, if you already have women in your life, you've already had results, you've already had a great life, great results, great friends, good times, and you meet a hot girl, but she's got a shitty personality, you're not going to find her attractive, right? I notice a lot of my buddies who get amazing results. They'll meet a girl who's really good looking, with a really bad personality, and they will completely lose attraction to her. I notice personally for me, personality at this point matters more than looks, simply because I value a genuine connection with a girl more than like blonde hair and blue eyes, right? Don't get me wrong, like a mix of the both is great, ideally. Um, Even when I approach a girl, it's obviously based off her looks and her body language. But usually, I'm right off the bat. I'm gonna be screening her to see if we get along. So I'm gonna be making weird jokes because I have a weird sense of humor. I'm gonna be doing things to see, is this girl a girl I would want to bring in my life, right? So if you're trying to make a girl interested in you when she's not interested or has a shitty personality, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're digging yourself a deeper hole. Man, there's how many girls are on this planet, right? Like, let's Google this right now. How many women on the planet? Around 49.6% of the world's population is female. That's 3.52 billion women in this world. Okay, if you can't find one girl or a few at least, or like whatever your goal is, right? Let's say you want to have a bunch of women in your life. If you can't find that, then you still got to develop yourself. Okay, there's something wrong with you, and I mean that's cool. We all have our problems. We all have our issues, but I mean you can accomplish your goal by making sure you just take a lot of action. Right? If you're not connecting with one girl, don't try to force a connection. Meet another girl. Okay? There's tons of girls out there. Okay? Just be normal. Be yourself. Right? And I mean, it's easier to say be yourself, right? When you're advanced, when you're more developed a person, be yourself. If you're a weird dude or socially awkward or not the person you want to be ideally, develop yourself and then be yourself. Okay? And you can use this stuff to develop yourself. You can go out, meet tons of people, have cool experiences, share experiences, learn from the experiences, develop yourself, and then be yourself. Okay? So you don't want to be always trying to game and win the girl over, especially when she's not interested in you. Simply put, you might not have chemistry. Okay? You might not get along with a girl. I've dated girls who I eventually realized, you know what? This girl's gorgeous. One of the most gorgeous girls I've ever met. And you know what? I don't get along with her. She kills my vibe. There's one girl I'm specifically thinking about right now. Gorgeous girl. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girl. And she kills my vibe. I just feel like I can't be myself around her. And so distance myself. You know, like I just can't be yourself around a girl. Obviously the chemistry isn't completely there. Or I don't feel completely comfortable around her, even though we've hooked up and all that and like seen each other and gone on dates and stuff. You know what? There's so many girls out there. There's no point on wasting your time on one girl you don't completely get along with. Okay? Next question. How to woo a very antisocial gal. Any unique ways? So he's asking, so Ashish is asking, how do you get to know shy girls? Shy girls. Okay. You know what? I've got some solid experience with this. Remember I was talking about comfort? Okay, so the average girl takes about this much comfort, okay? More outgoing girls, you need that much comfort. But those shy girls, you need like that much comfort, okay? So it could take a lot much longer of a time. So there's a few ways to do it. Again, develop yourself, read books, learn things, become very outgoing, expressive, and happy with who you are. And then when you communicate with people, they'll open up to you very easily, okay? And that goes as well for shy people. So I notice shy girls, all girls, if I can just sit down and have a genuine conversation with them, it feels as if we've known each other for years. And I mean, not just with women, but with people. A lot of my students say the same thing, right? They say they feel like we've been best friends for years. And so with shy girls, it just takes a little bit longer. So you'll have to talk to them a little bit longer, maybe go on a few more dates before you start sleeping with each other or seeing each other or dating or whatever. You know what? They're people too. You just gotta express yourself. They just get nervous too. I know a lot of the guys watching this video probably have social anxiety or probably have shyness. Okay? Shy girls are the same thing. They're human too. They're shy. They might have social anxiety. So do what would make you comfortable. Okay? Don't try to be too pushy. Okay, don't try to kiss her too fast. Don't try to be too clingy, but just communicate, express with her the same way you would with any girl, but do it over a little bit of a longer period of time, and she'll open up to you. She'll become comfortable with you, right? And you'll be fine. Okay. That's just how it works, man. When someone's comfortable with you, they feel like they can be themselves around you, right? And shy girls are people too. So if you just make them comfortable enough, they'll be themselves around you, and they'll be the true self around you. And then you just treat them as if you would any other girl. Okay? All right, that's it for the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this question and answer period. I'm going to do another one of these very soon. So if you have questions, leave them below. Leave them in the comment section. Okay? I'm also going to ask this question in Let's Get Girls community on Facebook. So you can either ask them directly on the Facebook group, or you can leave them in the comments below. All right? That's it. Subscribe to this video so I know how I'm doing. I really want to hit 8,000 subscribers, just so I know that I'm doing all right at this YouTube thing, and Nick don't totally fucking suck shit. And go out there, kill it. I know you guys can do it. Meet girls, have a good time. All right, peace. Ask those questions below. Toodaloo.